video. Yeah, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. I haven't been to sleep yet. It's kind of a mistake on my part. So, yeah, I figure I might as well make a total disaster of it, and I'll make a video. Yeah. Why not? Anyway. Yeah, I mean, these comments are just so stupid. You say, okay, well, why not? And, maybe I can invite people just to go away. You're an asshole, go away. And I could just say that politely. I don't know if it'll work. But who cares? Anyway, circle of sorrow. Oh, it's not a fact. Less doctors are willing to do it these days. I don't know. Less doctors are willing to do it? I don't think that's true, but whatever. If you wish, if you wash correctly, there's no issue. Well, if they do circumcision correctly, there's no issue. And that's the whole fucking point. What is your issue? That's the point. What is your problem? Why are you so worried about this issue? Why is it so important for you to preserve foreskin? Why? Okay, why not remove the outer ear to prevent cancer there in the tropics? I don't know. If I was in the tropics and somebody told me, hey, it prevents cancer if you cut a hunk of your ear off. Okay. There's women, perfectly good women, who have their breast removed just because they have a genetic tendency to maybe have more cancer risk. They do that because they don't want to get cancer. And they say, I don't need these things. They really don't do anything for me. They say something like that. But obviously they come to a conclusion, hey, I don't need it. It doesn't do anything. And I think the fact is, it doesn't do anything. You can keep making it out to be like the most important thing the penis does is have foreskin, but it's not. Parts of the female genitalia should be removed for the same reason as male circumcision. Says you. I don't know. I've analyzed a few vaginas. I haven't personally found any, foreskin. But, I never sat there and really analyzed it for this purpose. How would I optimize this thing? Because it seemed to work fine to me. Penis in, penis out. Yeah, it works. What do I have to complain about? Oh, I don't think so. I have anything to complain about or worry about. You think only males produce smegma? Well, technically. Yeah. Gary, I don't know why... Gary, I don't know why I didn't realize this earlier. You are a complete idiot that is bitter about his lot in life. Make more salt. That'll help. Again, it seems like you're the one with some sort of bitter problem. Idiot, asshole, jackass. I'm the one saying my penis works just fine. You're the one who seems to have some sort of problem. Alright, so here's Zorak, the profoundly stupid fat ass. Anyway, just throw that in. Look, this Zorak guy, right, he has this naked model. And, right across from his exercise machine. Something I guess he's, it's his totem. He prays to it. Right, and it's the traditional misogynistic view of what a woman should be, right? Big giant breasts, little tiny waist. And then he's going to talk about people being too thin. Amazing, right? I mean, it's just such the amazing duplicity. It's okay for a man to have a big fat ass, but it's not okay for a woman to do that. I mean, he's just so full of shit. Yes, literally. That is right. This skinny bitch, right? So he's calling me a skinny bitch, right? And what's the bitch you're whacking off to? What's your model woman? What is she? I think she'd qualify as a skinny bitch. Idiot. Literally, a skinny bitch. Idiot. Alright, jumps to illogical conclusions because he hates on anything that isn't what fits into his narrow-minded agenda. Yeah, the agenda I defend with something called logical arguments, which you don't have, asshole. All you have is gratuitously excessive and nonsensical, hypocritical insults. I mean, you say the stupidest things. One sentence you say something, and then the next sentence you basically say, here, I'm going to show you how to be an asshole because I'm going to do the very thing I'm criticizing. That's how big a fucking idiot you are. Anyway, female pussies You can't even use any, you can't even try to up the argument a little bit and use a little bit of technical vagina, a little bit of technical jargon. Carry more bacteria than men dick any day. And you know that, Mr. Scientist. Right? Let's just ignore the fact that anybody who knows anything about biology knows that a woman's vagina is basically a stream, just flows through the thing all the time. It's always being flushed all the time with antimicrobial enzymes and chemistry for that very purpose, to keep it somewhat sterile. I mean, baby's incubated it, idiot. It's not exactly some sort of garbage can, okay? It's not a bacterial wonderland, right? I mean, you couldn't really grow a baby in a garbage dumpster, could you, asshole? And the bacteria you'll find on the end of a man's foreskin is basically garbage dumpster bacteria, a bunch of yeast and other kinds of common bacteria, idiot, that you won't find inside a woman's vagina. Anywhere. So Mr. Scientist says this. Not true, Mr. Scientist. Because of the nature of anatomy. Oh, you know the word anatomy. I don't know if you spelled it right, but you obviously don't know anything about actual anatomy. You don't even know what thin and skinny is, apparently. Because you apparently think you're what? Something other than a fat ass? If a man cleanses his foreskin theoretically, there should be no problems. Who's arguing that there's a problem? I'm saying it's not a significant issue. I'm saying it's not something I have to worry about, obviously. But I'm just saying, if I have a choice, if all I have to do is raise my hand and say, here's your choice. Venereal disease transmission, a chance of spreading diseases, and you're going to collect more bacteria on your dick. They will find bacteria on your penis that they won't find on this other guy's penis. And there won't be any lack of performance that you'll ever notice. Why wouldn't I raise my hand and say, okay, I'll go for that? Why not? It sounds good. If a man cleans his foreskin thoroughly, there should be no problems. It is more of a hygiene issue. Well, again, why would I want to even have the issue if I don't have to have it? If I don't have to have the issue, I can get rid of the issue. Well, great, no issue then. I often wonder about scarring also with circumcised males. Well, it's really not, if doctors can't pull this one off right, I wouldn't let them take my appendix out or anything else. I mean, if they can't take a foreskin off of a penis, that's a pretty good test for a doctor, right? If you can't really do that one right, I wouldn't let them fuck around with your heart or something. The procedure looks painful. Well, yeah, it probably is painful if you're not a newborn baby, which basically just got crushed and shoved through a vagina. I mean, realistically, you people who are going to argue that babies have full nervous systems when they don't even know what gravity is yet, technically, their system, their neurology hasn't even been really hooked up yet. Their skull was just compressed and crushed to get through the birth canal. But if you're going to argue they have all these sensations, then why aren't you insisting that women have cesarean sections to give birth? Why are you allowing women to have natural childbirth when natural childbirth is obviously painful to the infant? I mean, it's just whatever. I technically don't think there's any capacity for newborns to have any kind of cognitive experience, because there'd be no point in it. They can't do anything about anything. It's like giving a plant feelings, right? What good would it do the plant? Oh, I'm on fire. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Oh, that's right. I can't do a motherfucking thing about it. I can't even say ouch, ouch, ouch. I can't even say I'm on fire. Babies are reflexive organisms. The only thing they do is do something to make the mother know there's a problem, but they don't need to feel anything. It's not going to do them any good. But whatever. That's... You can just combine a bunch of neurological evidence, which is their brain, the neurons aren't even properly connected, that they haven't even learned yet what gravity is. How could they possibly have an experiential sense organs that would have any coherency. There'd be no coherency, no proportion to anything. They have to learn that. That's why you're unconscious for the first couple of years of your life. It's because your brain is getting the fucking operating system installed, retards. I often wonder about scarring also with circumcised male. The procedure looks painful, and I wonder if it carries over to the adult life. Well, again, if you're going to think so, then the trauma of actual birth is got to be on your list of horrors. So is that what you're going to say? You're going to say we're all traumatized because we're forced to go from being sea creatures to breathing air? I mean, it's got to be traumatic. Well, this is just stupid. Because of other dysfunctions. Well, again, none of these dysfunctions have been in any way found by any scientist looking for them. So again, just talk out of your make-believe, make-it-up ass. Okay? You're a certain way. You think your way is the right way, period. And you're the one aggressively suggesting people should do a certain thing, where I'm just defending the idea that, yeah, there's a choice to be made here. It's not just a, hey, don't do anything kind of situation, because that's why people have done it for thousands of years. Again, men have been circumcising their kids, and they wouldn't be doing it if the men thought, hey, it ruins your penis. I mean, frankly, do you really think men would do that? They have a kid and they know their penis was totally ruined by having their foreskin chewed off by the rabbi, and so they went and go ahead and have their own sons have the skin on their dicks chewed off by the rabbi when they know it's a bad idea? Oh, please. You know, these are the same people who are jumping into the fire of hell to, you know, to steal a little, you know, a one-night stand with, you know, Sally the hooker. I mean, fuck you. Anyway, it reduces sensitivity of the penis. Says you again. So where do you have the factual evidence that any of that sensitivity has anything other to do with then whether you can tell there's, you know, I don't know, a rabbit hair on the head of your dick or a cat hair on the head of your dick? What experimental evidence do you have of this lack of sensitivity? Where is it? Oh, that's right, it doesn't exist. You're just making that up. You don't know. You have no personal experience. And the argument I would make is that your brain wires to whatever hardware exists, okay? So no matter what your hardware is, your brain's going to wire your sensitivity and your sensuality to whatever you've got. And that's how it works. And we can sort of see that with our senses. You know, if your eyesight goes away, you go blind, all of a sudden your hearing gets a hell of a lot better. And it sort of works, I think, the same way with your sensuality and a lot of other things. Your brain just doesn't say, oh, fuck it, there's nothing happening, there's nothing to see here, I'll just shut this whole part of my brain off. I don't think that happens, jackass. Fuck. Anyway. Alright, so now Matilda chimes in. So these are all assholes that I'd rather you just fuck off. Idiots. Yeah, thank you. This shithead's still defending circumcision? No, you're still attacking circumcision. But yes, I'm going to defend it. How can I not possibly defend it when I can't find a problem? You keep telling me there's a problem, and I'm saying, well, how's the problem? Okay, I'll masturbate quicker than you. I'll get harder faster than you. What contest do you want to fucking goddamn have? What penis competition do you want to goddamn have? And I'll beat your ass, okay? So you pick the fucking contest, and my penis will kick your penis's ass. Is that good enough for you, fuckhead? Yeah. You know, especially I'll win the one where you go searching for your microbes. I don't know if I even want to watch this video. I just don't see the point. He's just going to repeat the same worn out talking points. Like what worn out ones? Like you have absolutely no evidence for your silly, out of proportion, nonsensical rhetoric about mutilation and all this other crap that just kind of blurs the subject and the issue. I mean, we know that the word mutilation should probably be used for a bunch of fanatic religious kooks who are mutilating women to keep women under their thumb and to control them, which circumcision has absolutely nothing to do with. There's absolutely no evidence of any such mechanism. That men are being denied sexual gratification on purpose by their fathers to control them. None of that is evidence here, yet you're using the same rhetoric as if it's the same behavior. And it's not the same behavior. But you're fucking insane assholes. You're fanatically insane. So obviously you must hate your penises and you just can't stand the fact that there's circumcised penis in the world because it makes your penis look all that much more fucked up, I guess. I mean, you seem like the ones that are so fucking defensive on this subject. Why? Again, show me your horrid victims. Well, I'll get to the whole victim thing, but that's another joke of this whole conversation. You know, where anti-bullshit man shows he's not too fucking smart. Yeah, really quite dumb. I don't understand why Gary can't just drop it. You're the one who kept bringing it up, asshole. So again, what is the hypocrisy with you assholes? I'm not the one typing circumcision into other people's fucking video comment sections, jackass. You're the one doing that, fuckface. And if you're going to do it, I'm going to respond to it, you jackass. God, you're such a fucking weasel. I mean, to say something like that, like I'm the one bringing the subject up when you jackasses are the one bringing the subject up. And you just think everybody should just bow to this idiotic notion that there's some, you know, Gaia loves the foreskin. Nature knows what it's doing. Everything nature makes, appendixes and tonsils. Oh, they're all brilliant inventions. There's no such thing as something that's, well, archaic. Anyway, I mean, it's really quite archaic. Foreskin, I think one can rationally understand that the reason why we don't have a penis covered in a big, thick hunk of hairy skin is because we don't need to anymore. Because we don't live in the fucking wild and we're not running through fucking pricker bushes. Idiots. Anyway, I don't drop it because you don't drop it, asshole. He didn't have to get involved in this debate. Oh, I was supposed to just let you say something stupid and just say, oh, gee, he's totally got me with that idiotic argument. No, I'm going to say, you're a fucking idiot. You're a fucking fanatic. You're a fucking truther on the subject of circumcision. You don't give a fuck about the facts. You use preposterous exaggerations because you have a lame and weak argument. So you have to use preposterous exaggeration because your argument sucks. Well, I do know it's his narcissism. Yeah, I'm great. It's true. I mean, I'm sorry, but in so many ways, yeah, I'm just so fucking cool. Okay? I mean, I have my defects, I admit. I got bad teeth and I smoke cigarettes. What else? Yeah, otherwise, I'm just very cool. Alright, he is just a dried up old hag. Well, look, let's you know, again, fat ass. This is fat ass talking, right? I mean, I'm at least 50, if 75 is when he was born, I mean, I was already 15 years old, jackass. So I got 15 years on you, and I certainly could outrun you. No trouble. But, you know, whatever. Yes, you're a big fat monster, so yeah, maybe you can squash things, but that's about it. You can probably sit on something. Whom will never change if it doesn't support his shitty opinion. Well, even that's real logical. I should change for some reason. Why? I should be persuaded by what? Your insanely stupid and ignorant rhetoric? Your stupid, nonsensical notion that female vaginas somehow need to be circumcised? When there's no foreskin on them? Idiot. I think we should rename his channel the Foreskin Channel. It's okay with me. That's fine. You go ahead and do that. I don't know why it would be called the Foreskin Channel, though, when it'd be the Anti-Foreskin Channel or the Who the Fuck Needs It channel. I suggest from now on we derail every video and thread to the topic of circumcision. So this is the same guy complaining about me talking about it, and he's the one who brought it up, and now he's going to say something stupid like that. You see the hypocrisy in these people? I mean, I should have a right. I mean, these are the kind of people you should be able to block, right? They should have a blocking function where I can just say, go away forever, you fucking retard. Because you're such a duplicitous, lying, hypocritical piece of shit, I shouldn't have to communicate with you. I mean, really, you're not making a rational argument here. Right to the topic of to the point where Gary talks himself to death in circles and literally collapses live on the internet. Well, I'm not the one going to do that. You're the one that's going to wear out the skin on your little poor fingers. You're going to have your foreskin cut off to have it skin grafts put on your poor little fingers from all the little typing you have to do in your urgent, desperate need to make circumcision of fucking horror. Oh, the horror. The horror. The horror. The horror. Rape isn't a problem. That's cured, right? Ain't that bullshit, man? Everybody's announced that rape has been cured, okay? They found a cure for rape somewhere in the last 10 years, and there's really not a problem anymore, so there's no worries there. No women get raped anymore. I mean, that's just a silly notion from the long, long dead past. Fuck you, people. That would be too redundant, though, just like this fairy. Yeah, okay, that's real pretty. That always makes you. So he said queer faggot fairy, and this isn't a guy who's in big fucking psychological denial trouble. I think you're the one with the fairies running around your little head, fella. I think you're the one who has the identity crisis problem. I bet you wear size 14 dresses. 14's big, right? Women's sizes, yeah. Yes, yeah, I bet you that's, you know, no doubt about it. So here's Matilda again. So apparently Gary is against horse racing because horses are treated like shit. Well, that's certainly a good reason to be against horse racing. Yes, horses are killed by horse racing. So, yeah, violently killed, horribly killed. I mean, their legs are broken and they're shot right there on the fucking track. I mean, it's pretty dismal treatment for something you just beat the shit out of. For the purpose of, you know, entertainment, for entertainment purposes. Yeah, I can only wish that you get what you deserve. So, I mean, if you think horse racing is a great thing, I hope some aliens capture some of you humans and just raise you for 3 years to run around in circles in a track and then get killed and shot. Fucking idiot. And if you're too slow, they can make glue out of you. In order for a horse to be as fast as it has to be well fed and taken care of. Oh, well, so that's like saying, well, in order for a slave to do work, you have to give it food. Oh, yeah, duh. Wow. Oh, so that's all you have to do. As long as you're feeding it, that means it's all okay. Fuck you. That's probably in the Bible, right? I know that they shoot crippled horses, but for the most part, they are engaging in an activity that is natural to them. Well, again, you think it's natural to the horse to be restrained and have the gear put on its head and all this kind of stuff. Yes, they have a psychological herd mentality, and we totally take advantage of that. But you think it's just they're living totally natural lives. Well, I can only say I hope you get what you deserve. The only course this channel at this point for amusement, it's a joke. Yeah, whatever. You're a joke, Matilda. Another guy who's probably wearing size 14 dresses. Alright, here's Zorak again. I would think the horses have to be in great condition to endure the rigors of the race, although I don't gamble, so I have only heard accounts of what happens from other people. So he's never seen a horse race. Amazing. But really, what does this asshole think they should do? That's not my point. You people are just so fucking stupid. You really can't understand anything. My point was it's all just psychology. Alright? And our entertainments are just built out of psychology. And you could migrate the psychology to anything. You could change the sport from feeding Christians to lions, or fighting dogs, or watching chickens rip each other's heads off. You could change that sport to watch people cure cancer. And it's just a matter of psychology what somebody finds entertaining. See, I don't find those things at all entertaining. Horse racing, or dog racing, or any kind of racing, or any kind of gambling in any form or shape. None of that has any entertainment value to my psychology. I like to see people solve puzzles that actually mean something, like discover some new thing, or they sent those little probes up to take pictures of the planets, and I thought, oh, there's no way that's going to work, and they actually did it though. They accomplished it. Yeah, so I like those kind of things. I like to see people doing things like that rather than watching animals torture each other. And it's all psychology, you fuckhead. And what people's psychology is depends on how you raise them and what kind of jackass moronic TV you feed to your children. And all these kind of things all matter. And that's how you make a human being. They're made by the environment, you jackass. That's how human beings are made. An Aztec isn't an Aztec genetically. No, they're what they are culturally. And you could put them in some other environment and they'll be something entirely different culturally. And this is something they know way back in even Darwin's day, right? Because they took people from the coldest part of South America, the bottom, whatever it was called, and they brought them to England. And they became so fancy-pantsed that they couldn't stand their own people anymore. They were supposed to go there to be negotiators and to, you know, create a network. No, they had to run away because they found their own people to be crude, disgusting, hedonistic monsters, and they had to run the fuck away and run back to civilization because now they were too sophisticated for that moronic, idiotic culture. And so it's all about culture, you shithead. It's about what you feed brains. And you don't even get that was what the subject was, shit for brain. You people are just so fucking stupid. Alright. It's the same thing with oh, now we're getting to prostitution. Great, so this ought to be great. Alright, here. Let's see. Let's see how they're endure the rigors of the race. What happens to other people? Really, what does this asshole think they should do? Just stand around in a stable. What do I think horses should do? Well, I don't think we should breed them for our entertainment purposes. So yeah, I don't think they should exist. I don't think cows should exist. I don't think a lot of things should exist just to be put in totally unnatural environments, living lives of some sort of degradation for the purpose of entertaining humans. That's right. I don't think things should be tortured for your gratification or any human's gratification, you fucker. I think you should get what you deserve. I think you should be, you know, harvested by aliens, tormented, tortured, and then killed and eaten. That's what you deserve, you fucking piece of shit. I get that there are abuses involved, but I don't understand how racing is inherently abusive. Great. So, yeah, I don't even know how to even comment to that, right? So, yeah, there's no way to comment to that, right? If you don't understand how creating something and then obliging it to perform in a certain way through total manipulation, like I said, through, you know, our programming of its life, and exposing it to risk and harm, you don't understand how that's abusive. They have their nuts cut off, you fucker. That's not abuse. You're worried about foreskin? They cut the fucking horse's nuts off, you shithead. A lot of them. Should humans not have pets? That's true. Yes, they shouldn't have pets. That's right. You don't understand why they shouldn't have pets? You don't understand how that's just exploiting a living thing? You would want to be something's pet? You would want to be bred for that purpose by people who are breeding you to sell your people, to sell humans at a store, you know, after they've, you know, killed in some sort of neglectful way the incomplete ones. It's the same thing with prostitution and pornography. I'm just wondering where this was going. Gary argues that women are exploited, but an argument could just as easily be made that it is the men who are exploited. Well, isn't that brilliant? So, again, this is their psychology. And Anti-Bullshit Man says, oh, no, this isn't dangerous thinking. It's not? Yeah, I think it is. The deeper question is, who is doing most of the work? Who is benefiting more? And who is taking the majority of the risk? So in a world full of venereal diseases, well, I won't even go into the whole prostitution argument, but the argument is clear. Women who have real choices don't choose prostitution. Certainly many forms of sex work are exploitive to women. However, I can't see how female porn star who is making... Oh, again, so go with the $1 million one again. So your understanding of psychology is so thin. Your understanding of what goes on in the real world is so thin. So again, you think that the Michael Jordan, one or two Michael Jordans, it's okay if 1 million, okay, urban youth waste their life, don't get an education, drop out of school, do all those kind of things to try to be a Michael Jordan and fail. So you think all those wasted lives, those wasted brains, you know, a mind is a terrible thing to waste? Well, basketball is the biggest mind waster that was ever invented for urban youth. You don't understand that? You think your Nevada cleaned up hookeries are worth all the 13-year-old girls or 12-year-old girls or 11-year-old girls being sold on the street because you're making it somehow socially acceptable? Going back to the horse racing issue, I could see how it is exploitive. I just don't see how it's inherently so. Well, I just don't. You know, sorry, I can't help you. You can't see the inherent exploitation in forcing something to run a race and betting on it, and then shooting it if it breaks its leg. Okay, fine. You're an idiot. I have the same issue with vegans. I don't know how you could possibly have an issue with people much more superior than you. What are vegans' crimes against you exactly, fuckface? Oh, that's right. There's no crimes against you, fuckhead. They always talk about factory farming, which is horrible. However, they cannot concede that eating crustaceans and bugs could significantly reduce animal suffering. They seriously conflate and generalize. Well, I don't know how you know scientifically that bugs don't feel. I mean, crustaceans is another subject just because some, well, I don't know what they're, cephalopods, you know, like a clam, for example, doesn't really have much of a brain. So there probably isn't sensation because it's really, really, really stupid. It doesn't really do much learning. So, I mean, it's almost dumber than a worm. So you might be able to get away with eating clams. But otherwise, how do you know what a bug feels? Seriously. I mean, anything that learns probably feels. That, to me, seems like a logical standard, because the only way learning has any meaning is to have some reward and punishment. That's how logic works, really. So you got to have reward and punishment, and to have reward and punishment, you have to have sensation. So, yeah. All I know, Gary, is a sorry-ass motherfucker. I mean, the point is you don't need to eat bugs and crustaceans or any other kind of animal. There's plenty of food to eat that doesn't have any neural activity at all. And that's what you should be eating, asshole. All I know is Gary is a sorry-ass motherfucker whom hates on anything better. Well, again, where's your better? You think it's better to torture animals? Are more rounded than him, and you're more rounded because what? Because you need to eat crustaceans or you need to eat bugs? Why do you need to do that? This gay fuck. Oh yeah, see, again, he's using the gay thing, right? Now, is this a desperate guy or what? I mean, he's used faggot, queer, homo, gay. I mean, he's hit almost every single one of them. Literally insulted his own family in previous videos, calling his own mom a whore. Well, I call her an ignorant bitch. I call her lots of things. Yeah, I mean, she's a preposterous hypocrite, right? Because now she's old, she's bitching about being old, and it's like, what are you bitching about? You got off so fucking lucky compared to most old people. No cancer, no other kind of bullshit. And you're bitching, and this is something you sentenced me to, you stupid bitch. You sentenced me to grow old and die. So why you don't even have a right to complain. If you're going to make people that are going to grow old, your expectation is anyway, I would hope your expectation was that I would grow old and die. What, you didn't research it before you sentenced some kid to it? So you went and had kids when you didn't even think about what it is to be old and decrepit and be dying? And you didn't even think about it when you had your fucking kids? Well, yeah, I'm going to call you an ignorant bitch then. Because you are. That's what you fucking were. Really? There's something similar to that. He will never be anything more than shit-talking faggot. So there's faggot again. So shit-talking faggot. I mean, can you get more oxymoronic right there? Shit-talking faggot. You can't really be more of a colossal motherfucking idiot than to say something like that. To put those three words in a row just makes you such a fucking idiot. Can you get more shit talk than using the F word? Asshole? Here we go. Horses get whipped during the race and probably pretty stressful. Running is natural for them, but not racing against others in a big circle till exhausted. Well, that's another point here to make. But regardless, I mean, obviously they're stressed out because they're even bred to be stressed out. They're bred that way. I mean, they have to even control how they eat, because if they let them loose, they'll eat themselves to death. I mean, they have all kinds of disorders based on the fact that we've perverted their biology. Well, as long as people are here, they will exploit whatever they can. It's just how people are. Well, guess what, asshole? That's exactly my fucking point. And that's why you're a useless bag of shit, because you won't even stand up and say, that's a problem. It's just how people are. But that's not a problem, because that's just how we are. There, that's the excuse. We're allowed to be fucking retarded and idiotic. Why? Because we, as the idiots and the retards, say so. Yes. We're self-justifying shit. You jackass. You've just defined the problem. Shitheads, okay? Deciding what it means to be a shithead. Well, I'm telling you as a not shithead, okay, that it's not a good thing to be a shithead. Shithead. Anyway, Matilda, I get it. At the same time, such logic would lead to banning school sports. Again, so you bring out this banning word, which isn't the subject. The subject is, what should we be encouraging in each other? What should, like vegans, are all the vegans saying we should outlaw this and we should outlaw that and we should blah, 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 blah? No, most of them are just saying, hey, this isn't that hard to do and it's the right thing to do and it's better for your health and it's better for the... That's what they're doing, okay, jackass? So again, you want to turn the argument into banning things when the argument really is, what should we be encouraging in each other? How should we be building better human beings? So should you support a child in some silly sport idolatry, like, oh, Michael Jordan is the greatest man on earth? Or should they think that maybe somebody better than that is the greatest person on earth? And maybe they should strive and have the ambition to be something a little more productive than some asshole who gets paid a preposterous fortune to do something preposterously silly. What's the right answer there, jackass? If it was your power, if you had the power to just hit the little fucking button that says, oh yeah, I'm going to make a kid who is obsessed with playing basketball, or I'm going to make a kid obsessed with understanding the nature of the universe, you'd press this stupid basketball button? Fuckhead? And almost all human activities. How much of our shit lives is voluntary and pleasurable? That's exactly my point. Yeah, we're all byproducts of a stupid, idiotic culture. And, at a certain age, you start to realize how you're just being manipulated. And frankly, I didn't even know the level of my own manipulation until I started making these YouTube videos. And the more you start talking about your own psychology and the psychology of the human race, and you start to realize, holy fucking goddamn shit. I mean, we're totally been trapped in these stupid, idiotic memes. Our whole language is fucking distorted and perverted by it. And somebody ought to raise their hand now and then and say, that's just goddamn bullshit. And what do when somebody does that? You rag and complain and bitch like a little bitch. It's funny that Gary is against horse racing but not genital mutilation. Well, there you go again. Yes, I'm against genital mutilation. I'm not even a big fan of fucking piercings and tattoos and all that shit. I wouldn't outlaw any of that crap. I just don't have any personal taste for it. I don't think it makes any goddamn sense. I don't even wear jewelry, jackass. Alright? What do you mean by against? I'm against it in that I think it's a huge waste of human energy, and I think it's an exploitation of animals. So yeah, I'm against it because I don't think innocent animals should be tormented for your fucking entertainment. Is that too bold a statement to make? I don't think innocent sentient organisms should be tormented for your entertainment, you fucking idiot. I'm saying I think you should be able to watch something else on goddamn TV. You can't understand that? There's two choices of TV show. The Make a Fucking Cupcake show and the Let's Torture Some Animals show. And you can't figure out that you probably should be watching the Make a Cupcake show, you fuckhead? Alright, parts of our dick are not supposed to be chopped off. Not supposed to be. By what law? By what rule? By what rationale is this statement being made? Tonsils should not be removed. Appendixes should not be removed. Nobody should augment or change anything. Fuck you. There's reasons to do it, okay? That's why they did it, is because there was a reason to do it. God didn't. There's no God, jackass. I don't know if somebody has informed you of that, but there was no God. No God wrote the Bible. Men wrote the Bible, jackass. And men figured out that, hey, this foreskin thing is just a pain in the fucking dick. Yeah, we don't need this shit. It doesn't do anything good. Anyway. So, that's just one comment. I got a long way to go. But I might as well just get done with these assholes. Okay, so this Bo guy. My penis, and Mendham. I don't even, how am I supposed to even interpret a comment like that? I don't even know what that means. So you don't think penis is like the most important thing to a man? I was just watching a Thunderfoot video, right, where he's bitching because somebody wrote a letter to his employers trying to get him fired, blah, 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 which is bad, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if it needs all this. Again, he complains about the bitches, bitching about getting death threats and, you know, all kinds of people telling him about how they're going to burn their vagina down and shove it in their eyeballs or something. They're not supposed to make all a big deal out of none of that stuff. But he gets some wacko, and they were wacky, sends a wacky letter to his employers, and that's something we need to do a whole video about. So another hypocrisy. Anyway. So anyway, but in that Thunderfoot video, Thunderfoot says, it's like having sex with the universe. That's what he said about science. And I couldn't even make any sense of that myself. I'm just saying, how the fuck do you have sex with the universe? How the fuck? What? How do you even? What are you talking about? That's not even. How do I make that make any sense at all? So yeah, I just can't. I can't make it make any sense at all. How can I? I can't even. I'm gonna have sex with the universe. Yeah, no, sex with a tree makes more fucking sense than sex with the universe. It's a silly thing to say. Very unscientific. Anyway, horses love to run. Oh yeah, so that has something to do with restraining them, tying them up, throwing people on top of them, whipping them around a track. Yes, they're doing it for the love of running. Oh, fuck you idiots. Alright, so this numbly numb guy who I'm really getting sick of too, because, well, you know, he's made a couple of little comments on a couple of the science videos. He made some stupid comment, and I'll call it a stupid comment now that he's pissing me off on this subject. But he said some stupid thing like, well, why don't you could use smoke to tell where the light beams go in the two slitting. And no, you can't, jackass, because the light you see reflected off the little particles of smoke, guess what? They don't go to the target, jackass. They're going to your eye, jackass. That's why you're seeing them, stupid fuck. You can't see a photon with photons. You can't bounce photons off of photons. It's like when they do this thing with the radioactive particles and they use the cloud chamber. I mean, it's kind of flawed in theory when you think about it, okay? Because you're basically saying, look, I can see the particle, but you're not really seeing that. Because, you know, what you're seeing is the photons that are being thrown off of the collision the particle's having with all the little things it's hitting. It's a really dirty atmosphere that they're looking at things through. You're stupid, so you don't know that. Anyway, have you ever known that most women's vaginas are quite free of offensive bacterial odor? That some even smell surprisingly good? Yet the vaginal canal is a far off difficult to clean... What? is far more difficult to clean and far larger potential breeding ground for bacteria than the foreskin? Well, again, the explanation for that is simple. It's been designed over 4 billion years, or at least a billion years, to actually not be a dirty place, because it's a place basically where the eggs are to be maturated, jackass. So yeah, it's supposed to be a clean nest, idiot. The foreskin and the vaginal canal are made from the same combination of tissues and function in a similar manner. Says you, crazy person. I mean, really, the foreskin is the same as the vaginal canal? No, it isn't. The foreskin is like the, I don't know, I'm going to get into all this graphic detail, but the foreskin is like the shit on the way on the sides, idiot. Infections and bad odors are not what the vast majority of women or foreskin males generally experience. Well, just keep ignoring the evidence then, okay? I mean, look, they sit there and what clinical evidence there is, you jackass. You want to deny the existence of the clinical evidence. But I mean, they have actually done this thing where they can actually take a little slide and they stick it on your penis and they take the slide and they look under a microscope and they find bacteria, jackass. So I mean, that's not, it's just a fucking goddamn fact, okay? They're going to find yeast on your penis if you have foreskin. It's going to be there, jackass. I think there are some popular and understandable misconceptions about the experience of possessing foreskin among those who haven't had the experience. Well, again, I'm not going based on having the experience. You crazy fucks are just sitting there making up nonsense about how it's some sort of genital mutilation performed for no rational good reason. And there are rational, good, sensible reasons to say, yes, you don't need fucking foreskin. There are. And some of them have to do with even, like I said, I didn't even go into all the mechanical reasons, but there's lots of mechanical reasons where foreskin goes bad, okay? We're not perfect genetic machines. And there's one of the biggest issues with penises is foreskin that doesn't detach properly and fucks somebody's penis up. It's not a small liability. The idea that intact foreskin are greasy, smegma-ridden, HIV-nurturing fungal cheese farms is simply not, here he goes, not substantiated, circumstantiated, that's funny, by the evidence of honest testimony. It's not about testimony, you jackass. It's about fucking scientific evidence. It's not testimony. Testimony doesn't give you, you know, HIV infection rates and all the rest of this stuff. Those are fucking statistical facts that have to do with real life people existing in circumstances, you fucking lying cunt. I mean, really, that's just such an outrageous, stupid thing to say to me, you fuckhead. I mean, you know, over this issue too, right? So you'll be, you'll be a complete asshole over a stupid issue like fucking circumcision. You have to, what? All of a sudden your truther beanie has to pop up with your little spinning fucking propeller over fucking circumcision. But I'm glad it popped up because it just I just have to recognize that not everybody who gets something like a veganism or something else means that they all get it for the right reason, because they obviously can't figure shit out. If you can't figure out that fucking circumcision is not an important subject, not an issue for you to get all hysterical, you have to go save all the poor penises that are being foreskin ridden. It's just nonsense. This is the first comment of yours that I've liked. Oh, this is Matilda. I agree with most of what you say, however, have to somewhat disagree with most women's vagina are quite free of a offensive bacterial odor. Well, sure you would think that way, Matilda. Bacteria is everywhere. No, it isn't actually. Guess what? It's not. No, it isn't. It isn't on the head of the penis that is circumcised. You're not going to find certain bacteria you'll never find there, and you will find it on almost every uncircumcised penis. That's a fact, shithead. Most of the human body smells in some way. Well, most of yours probably does. That said, I get your point. Oh, here we go. If penises were that dirty, vaginas would be absolutely toxic. And they are usually not. Again, they're where fucking babies gestate, you idiot. It's a little bit different in terms of its purpose and function than a penis. A penis has one job, to basically inject a woman with a fucking whole bunch of little squigglies. A bunch of bacteria. It's funny because my ex had a reoccurring yeast infection. I had no problems ever. Well, yeah, you know, she should send you, what, a thank you very much card, right? She even accused me of cheating on her and giving her an STD, which, she's probably right. I'd like to meet her. Which I did not. She made me get tested even though I had been tested beforehand. Beforehand what? Your ex? I don't even know what you're talking about. Before she was your ex? Oh, you mean the night before the one night stand? Oh. Both of us came up negative. So much for my dirty dick. Well, you could have just pointed out what disease you were talking about. But whatever. Fine. More anecdotal evidence, I guess we'll call that. Of what? Your wife had yeast infection, so that you're not denying. So you think she was cheating on you with somebody with a circumcised dick? I don't think so. Keep smoking them cigarettes, you little girl. Yeah, well, I'd like the liberty to keep smoking, but I can't because you have to be rich to smoke cigarettes now. It sure isn't going to put any hair on your bony chest. Well, fantastic. Great. Gorilla Man. I guess the cigarette cloud your judgment too, as your ideas are idiotic, you queer. So, idiotic ideas. Now he's used the word queer, right? So we have faggot and whatever the other one was. All in just on one message board. Oh, you're just miraculous. It's amazing that you can do that. P.S. I hear talking shit makes you die prematurely, you lunatic. So here he still hasn't figured out that queer and faggot is talking shit. And, you know, now he's saying, you know, this is his theory now, is that if you talk shit, you will die prematurely. Prematurely to what, asshole? Well, what's premature, by your definition? Shit for brain. I'm actually way older than humans were meant to live. I mean, technically. You know, none of the other simians routinely live to be 55 years old. Shit for brain. Amazing, it's just after 6 a.m. on Friday, and Gary posted this around 3 a.m. Over 5 comments, and I have to admit that I'm way up, but it seems to me you all need a happy fucking experience. Maybe we start sleeping regular hours. Who cares about that? What is this shit? Fuck it, I'm smoking a joint, and, well, whatever. That's very unuseful. Oh, he made another comment up here. Maybe it's equally unuseful. I don't know. Alright, hey, Gary, who was your plastic surgeon? Looks like you shared the late Michael Jackson. Looks like you shared the late Michael Jackson's with that tiny nose of yours. So apparently this guy has got, not only got a fat ass, but he's a bit blind. I mean, this is not a tiny nose, idiot. I mean, it's an okay nose, but it's not a tiny nose. You really are. You're just totally insane, and I don't know why you're commenting on my videos. Asshole. Go away. Can I politely ask you to just go the fuck away? I mean, I'd like you to go away off a short pier and all that kind of stuff, but I just think it's a right of mine to say, I don't like you, fuckhead. Okay, I think you're a complete insane moron. I think you have lots of psychological issues, and I'd like you to go explore them with somebody who could give a fuck. Like Piro. Piro likes crazy people, so why don't you go hang out on Piro's comment boards and talk all your shit there, shithead. Anyway. Here's a cross of Gary Busey and Nick Nolte. Well, win-win for me. Look it up. Seriously, I think Gary is the missing link. Cool. Fantastic. What are you? Oh, that's right. You're a square little box. Oh. No, you're an anonymous coward troll piece of shit named Matilda. Anyway, he is nothing more than a caveman who can't even take care of his own dump of a house. Well, it's not my dump of a house. It's a rental. a clown with a bad attitude, and couldn't finish the sentence, so he had to drop a line. With a stick up its ass on just about everything under the sun. A fucking joke. Well, that was like a totally useless synopsis that said absolutely nothing. So once again, bravo. Well, he's certainly an internet hermit. I don't even know how exactly am I an internet hermit? I've made 4,000 and something videos, you shithead. How is that hermity on the internet? You just can't say anything rational, can you? No, you can't. And a dickhole to everybody equally, unless he is face to face with them, then it's the old runaway and tail between the legs antics. Where is there evidence of any of that? Again, you can't get a single thing correct, you two idiots. Yeah, look who's talking. Fat ass masked martial artist. Careful not to kill yourself with the whatever, you retard. I guess the nunchucks or something. So anyway, why don't you cry some more, you little faggot troll? There, it's just amazing. All right, let's see. They're just going to insult each other. Where's the sewer? Because you talk shit. You got shit in your mouth. Yeah. So yeah. Zorak, you're brilliant. Just go away, really. I'm politely asking you. Go away. Asshole. What, you think you're going to impress me or something? You're going to say something? I could do anything else but just to say, oh God, it's disgusting that the human race doesn't clean up its retards. It just lets them fucking shit all over the place. I feel more open-minded now, more relaxed, an issue with the turtlenecks on dicks. The British science guy is a dick. Everyone thinks that. Gary's again reap. Me too. I think everyone has power, really. Maybe not global level, but levels that affect every conflict made between... Oh, fuck this shit. Blah, 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 blah. Dribble, dribble. Alright, more Zorak. See, I mean, this is just so rude. You have some nerve to talk about DMCAs when you have used other people's footage, including mine, to slander them with baseless accusations about their character. Well, again, show me evidence of that. And the point is you can use somebody's clip. The point is if you're going to start manipulating their clips, all right? It's the editing of the clips where I'm saying you're crossing the line. So when you start distorting somebody's art or their whatever they've produced, well, then you're really in their face. I mean, then you're cheating because you're not making the argument from your stuff. You're not doing it with your stuff. You're stealing their. It's essentially raping a woman with her own vagina or something. It's just wrong. It's double wrong, and you can't understand that, you piece of shit. You piece of trash. If anyone is a hypocrite, it's you, old queer. So now we have queer. Your arguments are as pathetic as your weak body. Well, again, no, your arguments are as pathetic as your fat ass. The reason you get written off so much by big names like Wikipedia is because you try to assert opinions as if factual when in fact they are just opinions. Well, no, Wikipedia, I can prove or demonstrate that much of the problem was orchestrated by somebody who was covertly pretending not to be an interested party and was on his own little petty agenda mission. And that's certainly not how the mechanism should work. People with a secret agendas shouldn't be deciding what is true and false. You use your footage under fair use. Wikipedia sucks because blah, blah, blah. Come on now, we don't live under anarchy, so we have to have some form of moderation. That does not prove that Wikipedia authors are not legitimate. Well, the point is they censored 12 other people to shut me up. Now, you think that's the way the internet should work? That because they don't want to apply the same standards, and they would have to apply the same standards, they wiped out 12 other people's links so they could justify wiping out mine. That's the facts, asshole. That's the world you want. You want a place where they take away sources and access to more information, that they hide it from people? Jerk. That's the facts. You don't want to pay attention to the facts? Don't pay attention to the facts. What do I give a shit? I'm just saying there's now 12 missing links, 12 links missing from the page that were there before I showed up. And why are they missing? Why? It's because they couldn't get rid of me without getting rid of them. And they were so bent on shutting me up that they shut 11 other people up. And you think that's good. That's the way the internet should work. Fuck you, you're an idiot. You're a menace. Why don't you show us where his theory, it's written, is the theory 100% approval by the science community, blah, blah, blah. Sure, because banning someone disproves his theory, and you obviously is a scientist to call them fucktarded. I don't know what that is exactly, but who cares? Let's see what Matilda says. If Gary is so correct on everything, why does he feel the need to ban, block, or delete comments? Why this legal bullshit? Well, the legal bullshit has to do with the fact that there should be coherent law. I mean, we either have rights or we don't have rights, and it would be a good idea to find out one way or another what our fucking rights are, so there should actually be legal decisions on these subjects, and that's all I was pursuing, was some sort of legal statement saying this is what the law is regarding your ownership of your property on the internet. I think it's worth having a statement legally, so you don't have to do this DMCA lying bullshit. At least I was doing it honestly. I was doing it as the law states. I was the one willing to go to court, jackass. Fuck. If it's so damn easy, all you have to do is prove him wrong. Come on, smart boy, show us. Well, that's him arguing. I'm not obligated to show you anything. Well, exactly, because you just make accusations, Zorak, especially when you are down on your knees right now sucking his tiny penis. Well, again, you want to have a size competition? I might go for that. I don't have to prove him wrong. I mean, you obviously have issues, Zorak, so I mean, I would just be taking advantage, right? Because you must have something profoundly wrong with your penis to be this big a fucking petty asshole. And to have such a problem with women. Oh, so you can't argue against his philosophy. Blah, blah, blah. Let's see what... You are blind. I have already stated I think he is a self-hating faggot. Again, with the faggot thing. It seems to me that you're exactly that. A self-hating faggot. Anyway, well, you probably nothing. And Gary is just an old fart who is mad he has fucked up his life. Well, again, if this is a guy who's mad that he's fucked up his life, I'd hate to see somebody who's mad because they fucked up their life. I think I did swell, considering. I did the best I could, blah, blah, blah. I think I'm pretty comfortable with Gary. Well, his argument is always going to fail for the most part because of the way he presents it, with no room for any criticism, which just proves how butthurt he really is when it comes to other philosophy. Well, again, that's why I make response videos. That's why I'm reading your fucking stupid and ignorant comments, is because I'm running away and I'm afraid and I can't deal with you jackasses. Yes, of course I can, but this is a waste of people's goddamn time. There's a point where you say, hey, you can do that once or you can do that twice. But when you people do it hundreds and thousands of times, there's a point where somebody has the right to say, why should I have to waste any of my neurology on you, asshole? I don't show up in your living room and take a shit. Why are you shitting in mine, asshole? I want nothing to do with you, asshole. I think you're a fucking idiot. You don't understand that? I mean, if you made videos that anybody could tolerate watching and I showed up on all of them to just talk trash about your big fat ass, I think I'd get on your nerves, jackass. Anyway, or why your totem woman doesn't have an ass as big as yours. Yeah. The leading cause of crime and violence is scarcity. I'm just so sick of this argument too. No, I mean, everything is going to be scarce, okay? So there's no point in talking about scarcity because we're competitive. So it doesn't matter. We'll make, even if it's an abundant thing, we'll find some tiny difference. Like if we were all looked exactly alike, we would find something. We'd blame, we'd pay attention to every scar or every wrinkle or every mole, and then we'd judge people based on where they had moles on their face or some other kind of crap. So we'd always find something to judge and some way to play this stupid, idiotic, ego competitive bullshit. So it really isn't about scarcity. It's just about chasing status. that's a psychological problem, not a resource problem. You really can be incredibly, you can live in a barren, almost nothing life and still be a reasonable person inside of your own brain, and you don't need to take and steal and thieve and do all that kind of crap. So it's just bullshit to blame this on scarcity. But obviously, living in a world that is so lopsided, where people have to do so much goddamn nuisance, tormenting work just to pay to have a roof over their head, that's a horror. I mean, the fucking, it's bad enough that yes, it's bad that we abuse animals, but the fact that we willfully abuse human beings just means, you know, we're just such self-hating faggots. I mean, we're just such assholes that we find this okay. We'll let the rich own the poor and treat them like shit. Yeah, no, I say no. Bad idea. I agree that there's no do no harm solution, but since we're all here already, maybe we should try to do no. Yes, well, of course, that's not the argument. I'm just saying that the idea that there is some way to do this is just something that shouldn't be implied. So I'm not going to allow it to be implied. That's all. All right, now finally we got the anti-bullshit man. Oh, jeez, took a while to get there. So anyway, this guy says, Gary really hates you. And then he says, that's cruel because we still the best frenemies in the history of the YouTubes. Yeah, we really are frenemies. But yeah, this, you know, part of this argument though is just so dumb that I'm like, oh man, I mean, I thought anti-bullshit man did have some sort of, you know, there was something working. But this is such a flawed rationale that I'm just like, oh, come on. This is just such bullshit. Alright, I was taken aback by the Bullshit Man video because the original comment I left was a response to a shit. Oh, you already said this, and it didn't make any. I replied to the commenter because I was stunned just how, well, I don't care. Rehashing all that. No, I was arguing. You made arguments on my video. Like this, all this stuff. You wrote a whole bunch of shit. And I'm somehow not supposed to be paying attention because you were talking to one individual on the comments section. Fuck. I mean, why didn't you PM him then? Bugs. So it's nitpicking to be worried about inconsistencies regarding preciseness of how we apply language. No. But I'm just saying that the metaphor of the human mechanism as being not very highly evolved in its basic function. Okay, the fact that we have a big complex brain that's making us play checkers. Okay, we're still playing checkers. It's still a stupid game we're playing. It still has just a lot to do with eating and fucking and dying, and that's what the game is, shithead. So I'm just saying, in many ways, it's a bug's fucking life. And, you know, the fact that you're deluded into thinking you're flying through the universe and doing all kinds of magical things is just a silly delusion, because you're basically just doing the same fucking thing a bug is doing, which is eating, shitting, fucking, and dying. And to your point, what's to stop humanists and life-affirming optimists from honing in on your human intellect in an attempt to show how similar humans are to the ideal AI entity? Well, again, I don't know how any ideal AI entity, whatever that would be, wouldn't be able to figure out that, yes, human beings are just bugs who can sing and dance. If you get to hone in on human features in order to figuratively call them bugs, shouldn't humanists get to do the same with the modern humans' most sophisticated features? Whatever, this is just such a pile of crap. No, I don't see any comparison whatsoever. I don't think you can rationally make a comparison between... Fuck you, this is stupid. Evolution, killing thousands to create one who survives. No argument here. Well, again, you were giving me an argument here, so that's the whole point. If you don't understand that the basic function of evolution, if extracted from the fairy tales about what is happening on planet Earth, take away the fairy tales and accurately describe this biological chemical mechanism where you destroy 10,000 examples, 10,000... when you kill 900, when you kill 9,999 of something, you know, for one to exist. Yeah, that's a really stupid game. No argument here, so long as we're confining ethical extinctionism to the non-figurative predation summing from the natural selection, most of which occurs outside of the human civilization. Well, again, the fact that most life is outside of human civilization is a truth of evolution. So again, I'm arguing evolution, not human existence, and obviously most of the consciousnesses on planet Earth and most of the sentient organisms on planet Earth are not human, so humans aren't the biggest stakeholders in this idiotic game. I should have qualified that I was referring to the problems I see with human directed extinctionism. Well, that's your problem. Again, that's just a delusion in people's heads. There's